sorry. I was being silly. I'm meeting someone. My boyfriend? Should be here any minute.
What can happen in a minute? You should be more careful.
Hey! You bothering my girlfriend? Sir.
Constable Simmons.
Yes, sir. Didn't expect to see you here, sir.
I'll leave you to it.
Hey, it's okay. Come on, picture start in 15 minutes.
I don't understand why we're here.
It's a surprise. I won't be long.
Can I come in with you?
I'll get in trouble, but I promise it'll be worth it. I'll be right back.
Ned, are you there?
Hello? What is that? Oh, hell. Ned. Oh, no. Ned!
Right. Let's get to work.
I just got back from Melbourne tonight. Charlie called me in when he found him.
He knocked off at 6, so why did he come back?
I don't know. I should have been here.
Where were you?
I was called out. There was disturbance at the Royal Oak. Turned out it was a prank call. I was only gone for an hour.
You two go and door knock, see if anyone noticed anything unusual earlier tonight. I have to tell his family.
Traces of lipstick on the cheek.
Yes.
And what's that?
What have you found? Oh, yes. Some kind of abrasion. Fabric burn?
Is that an imprint from a seam?
Anyhow. Spinal cord severed between C1 and C2 vertebrae,
I think they probably grabbed him around the jaw.
which would explain this abrasion.
Someone knew what they were doing.
Yes.
Morning, Mr. Tyneman.
Have you charged him yet? Your police surgeon assaulted me.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Then?
No,
Why?
because one of my men was murdered last night. Oh, put the bloody notebook away.
Are there persons of interest in this murder?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
The people have a right to know.
No, you mean you have a right to know. Now get out of my station.
I'm not sure you need any more bad publicity, Chief Superintendent.
Time to leave, Mr. Tyneman.
Oh, I'm very sorry for your loss.
The attacker wore gloves. I'm guessing you haven't found any fingerprints.
They broke his neck.
Yes, they did.
Interview room. I'll be with you in a moment.
Is that...
Ned's girlfriend.
Goodness me. You know, Matthew, the sort of injury we're talking about would have required considerable force.
You do know that you're not sitting in on this?
Why not?
Because you stumbled in here drunk as a lord after everyone read about your drinking problems in the papers. You insulted me and my men, and then you went out and punched a civilian.
Oh,
Don't push me, Lucien. Not today.
The front door was locked, so I waited for ages.
How long? 10 minutes, half an hour?
Half an hour, maybe?
You'd just been to the pictures. Why did Ned bring you back to the station?
I don't know.
Did you hear anything, see anyone?
No.
So you got tired of waiting and left. Is that right? Amy, did you walk home?
I got a lift.
Who from?
I don't know his name.
Or how did he know you needed a lift?
He drove past.
We'd like to talk to him.
I don't know where he is.
Are you all right?
Are you?
I saw the news and I thought that... What happened? I don't work for the paper anymore, if that's what you're worried about.
No, I know that. It's just... one of our men is dead. I should have been here.
I'm sorry. I am. It's really terrible and I'm just... I'll go. You must be frantic.
What would they want with these files?
I don't know, Bill. Perhaps they were looking for something.
Nothing standing out so far. Sir.
Your chief superintendent. Tell him I want to see him.
Oh, he's in a meeting right now, I'm sorry.
Then get him out.
Well, he won't be much longer. Why don't you wait?
William.
William! Monroe.
How are you even allowed back into that station? Everyone knows what you are.
Really? And what's that?
A drunk. With no regard for rules, no respect for authority.
What are you doing here?
Tell your chief superintendent. I'll talk to him.
Fine, I'll tell him that. And when he's finished dealing with the murder of one of his own men, who knows, perhaps
I
he'll
saw
speak...
him. Simmons. Last night. He was with some young thing that were being followed.
You'd better come back inside.
I don't have to do anything you say.
No, you don't. But an officer is dead.
And God help him if you're on the case.
He said he saw Ned last night.
What are you thinking, Doc?
Oh, it's just the timing of it all. Monroe back in town?
You're not saying he attacked Ned?
I don't know.
When was Ned going to front the corruption inquiry?
Next week. When Ned worked at St Kilda, this dodgy bloke would show up with a brown paper bag full of cash every couple of weeks.
Yeah, a bloke named Walter Gregan.
Monroe was senior officer at the time, but now he's on suspension pending the outcome of the inquiry. Go and find Monroe and have a chat.
Will do, boss.
You're sending him out with no backup. I'll behave.
You'd better.
Your brother enjoying prisoners. Tell me where he is.
Charlie?
Maybe let me do the talking.
Yes.
Mr. Monroe,
Was he here?
you told the doctor that Ned's girlfriend was being followed yesterday. What'd you see?
Simmons and his girl. There was a man following him. I stepped in and he left.
Any idea who?
Walter Gregan. As I'm sure you both know, Simmons was fronting the inquiry with evidence about Gregan. Now he's dead.
Ned's evidence may also have implicated you, William.
Is this an official interview?
Is there anything else you can tell us?
He was driving a Falcon, light grey. There's priors for breaking into, possession of firearms, threats to gain advantage.
Right. Well, thank you.
So what do you have so far? You're not going to tell me because I'm not on active duty.
Thanks for your time.
Oh, Sergeant,
Mrs. Bentley.
you can call me Billy. And how long can we expect to be enjoying the company of our good mate in there?
Is there a problem?
It's causing some friction. Copper takes up residence at the end of the bar. It's upsetting my regulars.
Well, he's not a serving policeman anymore, so...
In my experience, that doesn't make much difference.
There's not much we can do, I'm afraid.
Well, I suggest that you think of something before someone takes matters into their own hands.
Mrs. Bentley, he's having a drink in a public place.
And yesterday, he asked my barman if he could find him a gun.
Excuse me?
Thought so.
Thank you, Charlie.
I heard his family left him.
Is that right?
You think he blames us?
I think he blames me.
I cannot believe they kept him on the force.
Friends in high places, obviously. Charlie, that woman, Mrs. Bentley, you trust her?
No. This is where I was called out to last night.
The infamous prank call.
It does happen, I suppose. According to Munro, the man trailing Ned was Walter Gregan. The same bloke he was giving evidence against. Over.
Right, we'll get on to it.
What does Munro need a gun for? Over?
No idea, boss.
We'll call by the gun shops, then head back to the station. Out.
Hello, Patrick.
Jane? Have you got a moment?
Of course.
I just want you to know that none of that appalling article came from me.
I know, it's all right, Patrick.
No, Emma. My son named you in that article. It's not all right. And I've also heard what's been happening at the church.
Well, I've put Father Emma in rather a difficult position.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No, it's canon law.
Look, Jean, I don't want to sound like the voice of doom, but you do know, I mean, you understand that there'll be more articles, more gossip. There will be more.
From your son? Your newspaper?
My son continues to be a huge disappointment. I didn't come here for sympathy.
I know that, Patrick.
Thanks for the tea. Tell Lucian that I've successfully managed to avoid his company. And again, please accept my apologies. What about Munro?
He made himself scarce after we talked to him. And nothing from the gun shops. Stott hasn't seen him and the gun emporium's closed down, so...
If he's serious about getting a gun, he'll find one. And Matthew, do you think all this business, turning the place upside down, was done to confuse us?
Confuse us how?
Well, to make it seem like it was about something in the files when it's not.
Boss, we found Gregan.
Right, he's dangerous, possibly armed.
Boss, look at this. And there's a weapon missing. Your gun, boss.
Bloody hell. Be prepared for anything.
Back inside.
Mr. Gregan, this is the police. Open the door, please. Police! Open the door, Mr. Gregan, now!
Police, don't move!
Morning, boys. Big entrance.
Hands where I can see him, Mr. Gregan.
You worried I'm holding a loaded weapon? I'm flattered.
Hands, now!
Out of bed. Slowly.
If you insist. Not really anywhere to hide a gun, is there?
Ned Simmons.
He witnessed you offering cash bribes to senior officers at St Kilda Police Station.
Never heard of him.
He was also Amy Kingham's boyfriend.
Who?
The woman you followed.
Don't know her.
Walter's just a friend.
Your boyfriend.
No. He used to be. It's just
What?
nothing.
Was he the friend who picked you up last night when you were waiting outside the station?
Does the name William Munro mean anything to you?
Maybe. Hard to say.
He was also at St Kilda when you were handing out cash bribes.
Got anyone see me? Oh, that Simmons bloke.
That Simmons bloke was going to give evidence against you.
Like I said, I've never heard of him.
Well, he'd heard of you.
Maybe Amy whispered my name in her sleep.
I just want to go home.
No.
Why not?
Because your boyfriend is in the interview room answering questions about whether or not
Walter's
he killed
not
one of my
my
colleagues.
boyfriend.
So no! You don't get to go home. Did Walter Gregan ever mention Ned's name to you?
I'm sorry.
What does that mean, Amy?
I'd like my car keys returned and I'd like to leave now.
Your car has been impounded until further notice.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that you're a suspect in a murder investigation, and we're entitled to search your vehicle.
On board now. Anything else you want to say, you can talk to my solicitor.
Good. You'd make that call on the way to the cells.
Please, I just want to go home.
Take you through, Davis.
Charlie, Matthew. Miss Kingham, tell me, how was Ned when he left you outside the station? How did he seem to you?
Amy, what's going on?
He was happy.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure he was. Because he was going to give you this. He loved you, didn't he?
Oh, no, they're playing you, baby. Don't let them do it.
He was going to ask you to marry him.
Amy, don't.
I loved him. I loved him. But Walter wouldn't leave me alone. He kept at me, followed me around in his car, asking about Ned, saying he wanted me back.
Amy, shut your mouth!
Get out of here! Ned, if I didn't get him to lie about the bribes.
Hey! Bill! Bloody hell. Bill.
Be advised that the suspect, Walter Gregan, is still at large.
Officers are to use any force necessary to apprehend. Over. How's Bill?
Well, he insists he's fine, of course, but I tell you, it was a hell of a knock.
What about the girl?
The girl, yes. Well, she's rather shaken and very sorry.
So she should be.
Anyhow, it makes no sense to me that someone like Gregan, with all his contacts, would break into a police station to steal the gun when he could get one anywhere. Look, someone made that emergency call. They knew the station would be unmanned. However, they had no way of knowing that Ned would come back for that engagement ring. I think they came for the gun.
Ned stumbled across the intruder and was killed.
Yes. Now, William Munro was looking for a gun. Now, hear me out. He knows police procedure.
Chief Superintendent Lawson. Yes, sir.
Matthew, what's going on?
We don't have to do this in front of everyone else.
Do what?
As officer in charge of the station, I'm obliged to inform you that your position as police surgeon has been terminated, and I'm to notify you as to the reasons. Drinking while on duty, endangering yourself and your colleagues.
It's all right, Matthew.
Coupled with your public notoriety, has meant that It's cast a very unfavourable light on the force and made your job untenable. Do you understand? Please answer yes or no.
Yes.
You have anything else to say?
They didn't leave you any option, did they?
You didn't leave them any option, Lucian.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
My fault.
Oh, Superintendent Munro. I'm Jean Beasley. I worked for Dr. Lucian Blake.
Yes. The housekeeper.
Well, we're engaged now, actually.
I suppose I should say congratulations.
Thank you.
But I am sorry to say that I foresee a difficult future for you. Good day, Mrs. Beasley.
Good to see you, Sess, as always.
And you, sir. Shall I get your usual, sir?
Thank you, yes. And whatever Mr. Munro's having.
Of course, sir.
And Sess, in case I forget, have a very Merry Christmas, won't you, my dear friend?
Oh, thank you, sir. I will. And you.
Hello, William. Please, I'm not here for an argument.
Why are you here, then? Accuse me of killing Simmons? I know how you think.
Well, then.
Take me through the evidence.
All right. You were the last person to see Ned Simmons alive, apart from his girlfriend.
Circumstantial. You know that.
Well, you could have followed him to the station, perhaps even arrived there before him.
What's my motive?
The evidence he was about to give at the inquiry was going to reflect badly on you.
Fingerprints?
No. Whoever killed him, they took certain measures to avoid detection.
Any fool who reads novels knows to wear gloves.
He stole a particular item, suggesting inside knowledge. Now, did you ever hand in your station keys?
Good detective. Shouldn't ask a question he doesn't know the answer to.
Says, thank you.
Sir?
Did you?
No.
What do you need a gun for, William?
This is a dangerous town. Haven't you noticed?
Why did you come back here, William?
I could say it was for redemptive purposes. Or perhaps it was simply that I read the article about you in the newspaper and wanted to witness your fall from grace after my own. Find them quite fascinating.
No. No, that doesn't sound like you. I know we had our differences, William. But we both know I was only ever doing my job.
Well, that's not entirely true, though, is it? Your job is to inspect crime scenes, perform autopsies, fill out death certificates. That's it.
But, William, I need...
You do what you do. Because you have to. Believe it or not, I understand that. We're two sides of the same coin, Blake. because I've become expendable. That offends my sense of justice.
Let's get down!
Oh, William. William. Dear God. And you listen to me. Listen, you're going to be fine. Oh. All right, you're going to be fine.
Bruce, wait.
You hang on.
Someone call an ambulance, for God's sake!
You're not going anywhere, do you understand me? You're not going anywhere. You saved my life.
It's my job.
William, hold on. William, you stay with me, do you understand? William!
Munro's family. Anyone spoken with them? The driver.
We're onto it.
Munro was killed outside the Royal Oak. Perhaps there's a connection. Charlie being there the night Ned was killed.
It's looking like Regan's our best bet.
Matthew, the autopsy,
Given that I've sacked you, there's no way that you can officiate. I will assist Dr. Harvey. The paperwork will reflect that there were just the two of us in there.
Of course.
You can observe.
Single bullet wound to the chest. No exit wound. There's no need to watch if you find this distressing, Chief Superintendent.
I'm not squeamish.
Got you.
Could that have come from a service revolver?
It most certainly could have, yes.
Dr. Harvey?
It's consistent with a .32 caliber handgun, yes. I'm afraid I never cared for him very much.
No. But he saved my life.
Why was William Munro going back to your pub?
Perhaps he liked the beer. But he did spend quite a bit of time there.
He died there, too.
Are you aware of any threats against him? Anyone he met with?
He had words with a few people. He was asking about that dead boy of yours.
Was Walter Gregan one of them?
Who? I wouldn't know.
Did he meet with Walter Gregan?
I answered your question.
You didn't like Mr. Munro, did you?
Well, he was a copper.
Who shut you down for licence violations when he was in charge here. You were running girls out of your establishment.
It's all water under the bridge, Matthew.
2 nights ago, I was called out to your pub.
And my husband told you it wasn't us who called for you.
But it got him out of the station. And where were you?
In bed.
Can anyone vouch for that? Moving on. Ned Simmons.
And?
Well, I talked to his mother. Apparently you loaned him some money.
For an engagement ring. Romantic.
Not very when you raised the interest rate and threatened him for repayments. He was late paying you back, wasn't he?
You have lost 2 colleagues, Matthew, and I am sorry. But if you don't want to charge me, then I might get back to work. And a lift would be appreciated. This will be close enough, thanks, Sergeant. You got a girlfriend, love? There's a couple of nice girls in at the bar if you're keen. When Mr. Munro was asking about that dead boy of yours, you might like to know, he was writing things down in his little notebook.
So why are you telling me this now?
Because I'm doing you a favour. And favours are a nice thing to do for people. Don't you think?
So did Mr. Munro meet with Walter Gregan then?
I have a weakness for a pretty face. But pretty faces don't last. If I start dobbing on all my patrons to the coppers, well, who's going to trust me then? Thanks for the ride.
Munro was asking questions about Ned. Also, apparently, he was writing things down in a notebook. Over.
I'll head to the morgue and see if you can find it. Over.
Will do. Any luck locating Gregan? Over.
No, nothing yet. Out.
Good morning, Jane.
Oh, Father.
I must say, the flowers are absolutely beautiful this year.
Oh, so glad you've noticed.
I always do.
Father, I'm leaving.
You should seriously reconsider. This is not a decision to take lightly.
I can assure you I have not taken this decision lightly.
But this is your church, Jane.
Yes. I was baptized here. I was married here. My 2 sons were baptized here. But it won't see me married again, will it?
No.
Then it's not my church anymore. Thank you.
Goodbye, Jane.
Ballarat Police Station, Chief Superintendent Lawson. Well, no. Look, no, that's not a good idea, no. Sergeant, arm up, get me a weapon. Now, listen, just leave it with us, we're on our way. Hello? Hello? Get the car. Move it!
Hey. I knew you'd come back, baby.
I didn't come back for you.
Get down!
That was a stupid thing to do. You could have got yourself killed.
I did it for Ned.
Baby!
It's not shorthand. It's as if Monroe has his own kind of code.
There's nothing here you can decipher.
Only what you can. Dates, numbers.
Right. Well, the letter G, I'm thinking is Greek. But look, toward the end, it's all B. B, 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 B. It's all B's. Which makes me think, given that Monroe spent so much time at the Royal Oaks, B is for Mrs. Bentley, the publican.
What about these numbers here? 41-49, 40-60. Are they odds of some description?
Neither of them have a history of gambling, as far as I know. Let me just get that, Rose. Yes, Dr. Lucian. Matthew. No, I'm here. I found Monroe's... Is he all right? Where? Yes, of course I will. No. You go. We'll speak later. Rose, it's Charlie. He's all right. He's been injured. Someone attacked him at the mall.
What? How?
I don't know. He's safe. That's the main thing.
Someone is attacking police. Someone with a grudge. Someone who blames them for something.
Well, why didn't they kill him when they had the chance? And why would they assume he would be at the morgue? Now, whoever this is, they're managing to stay one step ahead of us. They're listening into the police radio. May I, these numbers, 41, 49, let's say 1941, 1949, and 40, 60, let's say 1940, 1960, that's 8 years, 20 years. 8 years, 20 years. B. It's not the police they have a grudge against, it's me.
He's a good man, Christopher. He's a bit... Well, he's complicated, but he's a very good man. You'd like him. Well, maybe you wouldn't like him, but you'd understand him. I loved you so much. And I'm sorry if you ever thought that you weren't enough for me. You actually meant everything to me. But I have to start to live my life again.
Mrs. Beasley.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Jean!
Blake. Finally. I was beginning to question how clever you really are. Jean and I were just visiting my daughters here.
Mr. Baker, Norman, please, let her go. Everything's going to be all right.
Yes. That's what you tell people, don't you? What is it? It's a bedside manner. But not this time.
Norman, I understand your distress.
No, Doctor. You really don't.
You go. You go.
Don't move! You tell her. Tell her how nobody cared about the truth when that drunk killed my daughter, Jessie. But oh, with Anna, well, that was a different story. Your man here, so proud to be the smartest person in the room, doesn't care whose life he ruins, putting a grieving young girl in jail.
Norman, I've been thinking a lot about what you said.
It's too late! When Anna died, I came here to kill you. And it seemed like somebody beat me to it.
It was you.
I saw you die. And I thought, finally I can move on. And then you walked into my store and I knew what I had to do.
You broke into the police station.
Well, there was a certain poetic justice about killing you with a police weapon.
Norman, 2 innocent men have already lost...
2 innocent girls! My daughters. Gone. I've lost everything. I've lost everyone.
Will you finish with your self-pity?
Jean, don't.
What about that poor boy's mother? Did she deserve to lose her son? Did he deserve to die?
Jean, please.
Don't move. Or I swear I'll shoot her.
Shoot me then.
For God's sake, Jean!
What about your daughters? Did they deserve to die? Of course they didn't. And Lucien doesn't either. But if you take him, then I've got nothing left. So you might as well just shoot me first.
Gun down, Mr. Baker.
No!
Norman, no, please! You're right. You're absolutely right. I hurt people, and I don't realize it till the damage is done. I race off blindly, leaving an almighty mess behind me. Norman, your daughter, your beautiful daughter. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, Norman.
Blake, would you mind?
Let's go, Norman.
You mean it was all a mistake? That man just didn't know he'd be here.
Yes. Mr. Simmons, Miss Kingham, you have our deepest sympathies. And if there's anything you may need, you let us know. Nedward's family here.
Come on, love. Let's get you home.
You too, Charlie.
No, I'm fine, boss.
Why is he still here?
Not now, Mr. Tynerman.
I want him charged now. Or my paper will start running articles about the corruption and incompetence here until you all lose your jobs.
Or perhaps I charge you with threatening behaviour and attempted blackmail. And Edward? If you come after any of my friends again, I promise you, I will knock your bloody lights out. Now get out of here.
Well, I'll be writing about this in the paper tomorrow.
No, you won't. You'll be packing your bags and leaving. You're done here.
What? You can't make me do that.
Go now, and I'll pay you a monthly wage to start your life over again. Stay. You're on your own. You'll notice. You can tell Miss Anderson her job's waiting for her, if she still wants it.
Patrick.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Lunch is almost ready.
Make yourself useful, Charlie. Start picking up all this.
Give it a rest, Uncle Matthew.
Charlie. For you, apparently. Oh.
It's my dad.
A friend found it in the news archives in Collingwood. It's nothing.
Thanks. I like it.
Doc, you don't mind if I propose a toast here?
Oh, please, Bill, by all means.
To absent friends. And to those we've lost. To Ned.
To Ned.
And to William Munro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody, come and take a seat.
Ah.
Thank you.
Come on through, you lot.
Thank you.
Charlie.
Lucien, these are so beautiful.
You are beautiful.
I've got one more thing for you.
Oh, gee,
No,
you
no,
didn't
famous
need to.
rule.
Honestly, spoil me.
I thought perhaps we should choose a date.